Walking Dead are upon us! Okay, maybe I'm exaggerating, and it's not necessarily us, but we do have some creatures that have zombie like behaviors around us. Sorry for scaring you, doomsday preppers. Now, the organisms I'm referring to are actually ants. You may or may not have heard of the phrase zombie ants or zombie ant fungus, but either way, this is exactly what we will be exploring. The more scientific name for this organism itself is the Ophiocordyceps unilateralis. Big word, I know. Now, this zombie ant fungus, like the name suggests, is a fungus. These are your typical organisms like mushrooms, mold, or yeast. If there's anything you know about fungi, it's that there are certain species that can harm others. This is unfortunately the case for several ants, especially in tropical areas. Ophiocordyceps prove to be parasitic and fatal when it comes to these insects. Unlike in your typical zombie media where the infected bite or scratch their targets, these fungi release spores which the ants pick up. This may sound more familiar to the Last of Us fans. Anyway, said spores, with the use of enzymes, are able to break through the tough exoskeleton of the ant and infect its central nervous system, the control center of an organism. This is where the previously mentioned zombie-like behaviors come in. With the Ophiocordyceps basically handling the reins on the ants, they guide their host away from the tree colony and into areas suitable for them to grow and continue their cycle. Ophiocordyceps maneuver the ants towards a piece of vegetation and make it so that the ant's mandibles clamp down on it. From there, the ant dies. Obviously, to live, the fungus must eat, and so it does, feasting on the internal organs of the ant. Its temporary shelter is the hard exoskeleton of the insect. Once the Ophiocordyceps is ready to come out, its fruiting body, which consists of a stroma and a perithecia, basically sprouts out of the ant's own body. The parasite is now able to disperse among more ants as well as future generations. And thus, the cycle continues until the zombie ant fungi take over the world. Just kidding. Our Ophiocordyceps mainly do this entire process just as the same reason we humans hunt, get homes, and reproduce, to live. Besides, the fungus does serve as a controlling factor to the populations, as harmful as they seem, so there is a bit of a benefit. Not many Ophiocordyceps are successful with infecting entire colonies, so it isn't the end of the world for ants. Luckily for us, it's not an apocalypse in the making either, so we won't have to worry about any cordyceps taking over our brains. Thank you for watching, and I hope you learned something new and interesting.